The Earth is a blue planet. From space, great swathes of our world are dominated by the deep, swirling blues of the oceans. These vast bodies of water connect continents. They shape our climate and cradle an astonishing diversity of life. For most of humanity, the sea is a frontier. It is a place to be crossed, a resource to be harvested, or a boundary that marks the end of our terrestrial world. We stand on the shore, looking out at the horizon, and we see the edge of our known existence. But for a remarkable few, this is not an edge at all. For them, the shoreline is not where life ends, but where it truly begins. It is the gateway to their home, their provider, and their entire universe. Throughout the archipelagos of Southeast Asia and the Pacific, there are communities whose relationship with the sea is unlike any other. They do not merely live beside it, they live within it. Their cultures, traditions, and very identities are woven from the threads of the ocean. These are the sea peoples, the ocean tribes. They have names like the Sama Bajau, the Moken, and the Orang Laut. For generations, they have navigated these waters, making their homes on boats or in stilt villages that rise from the turquoise shallows. Their world is not defined by solid ground, but by the shifting tides, the currents, and the vibrant ecosystems that flourish beneath the waves. To understand them is to witness a profound and ancient connection between humans and the natural world. Imagine a life where your front yard is a coral reef, teeming with fish of every imaginable color. Your daily commute is not by road, but by a hand-carved canoe, gliding silently over crystal-clear water. Your knowledge is not of soil and seasons, but of winds, stars, and the subtle language of the waves. This is the reality for the ocean tribes. Their existence is a testament to human adaptability and resilience. They have learned to read the sea like an open book, a skill passed down through countless generations. They understand its moods, its dangers, and its immense generosity. This intimate knowledge is not just for survival. It is the very foundation of their culture, their spirituality, and their sense of belonging in the world. This essay is a journey into their world. We will travel to the Coral Triangle, the epicenter of marine biodiversity, to meet these extraordinary people. We will explore their unique ways of life, from the houseboats of the Sama Bajau to the incredible freediving abilities of the Moken. We will learn about their history, their sophisticated survival skills, and their deep spiritual relationship with the water that sustains them. It is a story of harmony, of a people who do not seek to conquer nature, but to live as a part of it. It is an exploration of a way of life that is both ancient and increasingly fragile in our rapidly changing modern world. For the sea peoples, water is the central element of existence. It is not just a resource, it is the fabric of their reality. Their languages are rich with words to describe the sea, the texture of the waves, the clarity of the water, the direction of the currents, the colors of the sky. This vocabulary reflects a level of observation that land dwellers have long since lost. Their children learn to swim before they can walk, small bodies instinctively comfortable in the embrace of the ocean. They learn to paddle a canoe. They learn to cast a net. They learn to read the signs of the reef, the same ease as learning to ride a bicycle or read a book. Their homes are a direct reflection of this aquatic life. Many, like the Orang Laut of the Riau archipelago, build their villages on stilts directly over the water. These houses, constructed from wood and thatch, they are connected by rickety wooden walkways. Below them, the tide ebbs and flows, a constant rhythmic pulse that governs daily life. The sea is their larder, the sea is their highway, the sea is their playground. Other groups, like the famous Sama Bajau, have traditionally spent their entire lives on handmade houseboats called lepa lepa. These boats are more than just vessels. They are complete homes, containing everything a family needs to live, cook, sleep, and raise their children, drifting from one reef to another. This profound connection is not just practical, it is deeply spiritual. The ocean is seen as a living entity, a powerful spirit that must be respected and appeased. Many communities have shamans who communicate with the spirits of the sea, conducting rituals to ensure safe passage and a bountiful catch. They believe that the reefs, the islands, and the creatures of the deep all have their own spiritual essence. This worldview fosters a powerful sense of stewardship. They do not take more than they need. Understanding their survival depends on the health of the marine ecosystem. Their history is not written in books, but is carried in oral traditions, in songs, and in the navigational charts of the stars. These are the stories of an ancient migration, a people who long ago turned their backs on the land and committed themselves to a life at sea. Legends speak of a lost princess. Legends speak of a catastrophic flood. Legends speak of a banished king. These tales serve to reinforce their identity as a people apart, a community whose destiny is forever tied to the ocean. Their culture is a living library of marine knowledge, a legacy of survival and adaptation that has allowed them to thrive for centuries. The term sea nomad or sea gypsy is often used to describe these communities, and it captures the essence of their mobile lifestyle. For groups like the Moken of the Mergui archipelago between Myanmar and Thailand, the concept of land ownership is foreign. Their territory is not a plot of earth, but a fluid expanse of sea. They follow a cyclical pattern of movement, guided by the monsoons and resource availability. During the dry season, they live on their boats, foraging and fishing among the archipelago's islands. When the monsoon rains arrive, they retreat to temporary shelters on protected islands, repairing boats and waiting for calm seas. This life requires an incredible set of skills. They are master boat builders, crafting vessels from memory using coastal forest materials. They are expert navigators using the sun, the stars, wave patterns, and the flight of birds to find their way across vast stretches of open water without the aid of modern instruments. Their knowledge of marine life is encyclopedic. They know the best fishing grounds, the spawning seasons of different fish, and the habitats of countless sea creatures, sea cucumbers, pearl oysters. This knowledge is their most valuable possession, the key to survival. Daily life is hunting and gathering, but in the water. Men often free dive for hours to spear fish and collect invertebrates. They can hold their breath for minutes and dive far below ordinary limits. Women and children forage in shallows and mangroves, shellfish, crabs, edible seaweeds. Every member has a role and food is shared. It is a life of interdependence with each other and the ocean. Constant movement shapes their social structure. They live in small, tight-knit family groups. Communities are fluid. Families join or leave flotillas as they please. Their social world is built on cooperation and mutual support. Out on the ocean, relying on neighbors is a necessity. This lifestyle kept them isolated from mainstream society, preserving culture and traditions. They move silently through waterways, largely unnoticed by the terrestrial world. The relationship between the ocean tribes and the sea is more than just a lifestyle. It is an ancient covenant, based on deep knowledge of natural cycles and a commitment to balance. The sea provides everything they need: food, shelter, a path to travel. In return, they act as guardians. Their traditional fishing is inherently sustainable. They use simple tools like spears, hand lines, small nets, minimal impact on the marine environment. They understand the fallow reef and move on to new foraging grounds to let areas recover, ensuring resources for future generations. The covenant is also physical. Generations of aquatic life created biological adaptations. The Bajau laut are known for genetically larger spleens. These act like biological scuba tanks, storing oxygenated red blood cells, letting them stay underwater for extraordinary lengths. Their eyesight is adapted for underwater vision, seeing with stunning clarity beneath the waves. Not just skills, evolutionary traits, a physical manifestation of a long, intimate history with the deep, as if the ocean reshaped their bodies for life within it. The covenant extends to spiritual beliefs, woven into daily life. Before a young man's first fishing trip, rituals ask for the ocean's blessing. When a new boat is built, it is revered and celebrated. They see ancestor spirits in currents and weather, a constant presence watching over them. This animistic worldview prevents treating the ocean as a commodity. It is a living, breathing relative, a powerful entity deserving reverence, respect, and gratitude. But this covenant now faces unprecedented threats. Commercial fishing fleets deplete fish stocks, pollution, climate change. Governments pressure them to settle on land, send their children to schools, and assimilate into mainstream society. Their fluid, borderless world clashes with nation-states and maritime boundaries. As we explore their lives, we will see harmony and adaptation, but also struggle and resilience, and the urgent need to protect a unique cultural treasure. For the Sama Bajau, the concept of a stationary home has historically been a foreign one. Their world has been one of perpetual motion, a life lived upon the gentle sway of the waves. At the heart of this existence is their remarkable vessel, the lepa lepa. These houseboats are far more than just a means of transport. They are the complete universe for a family. Lovingly crafted by hand from local timber, each boat is a masterpiece of maritime engineering, designed to be both a sturdy seafaring vessel and a comfortable, functional home. They are typically long and narrow, a roofed area for shelter, a small hearth for cooking, designated spaces for sleeping and storing possessions. Life on a lepa is a masterclass in efficiency and minimalism. Every object has a purpose, and there is just no room for clutter. The rhythm of the day is dictated not by a clock, but by the sun, the wind, the tides. Mornings begin with men preparing their fishing gear, women tending to the children, women weaving mats from pandan leaves. The family's entire existence is contained within the wooden hull of their boat, a self-sufficient microcosm drifting across the vast expanse of the sea. This mobile lifestyle has allowed the Sama Bajau to follow the fish, moving from one rich coral reef to another, never staying in one place long enough to deplete its resources. Building a lepa is a significant community event, steeped in tradition and ritual. The knowledge of their construction is passed down from father to son, an oral blueprint perfected over centuries. The selection of the wood itself is a careful process, with specific trees believed to hold protective spirits. Once built, the boat is not just a tool, but a member of the family, a sacred vessel that will provide shelter and sustenance. It is often adorned with intricate carvings, known as okil, symbols of identity and protection, warding off malevolent spirits, ensuring safe passage across the unpredictable waters. This nomadic life on the water has historically defined the Sama Bajau's identity. Without land, without national allegiances, a community whose citizenship belonged only to the sea. Born on the boats, married on the boats when they died, their bodies were often taken to a specific island cemetery for burial, one of their few connections to solid ground. This rootless existence gave them a unique freedom, but it also placed them on the margins of settled society. To the land-based communities, they were outsiders. The mysterious sea gypsies who appeared on the horizon and vanished just as quickly, their lives an enigma tied to the boundless ocean. The traditional territory of the Sama Bajau is the Coral Triangle, an area of the Western Pacific Ocean that encompasses the waters of Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Papua New Guinea, Timor-Leste, the Solomon Islands. This region is often called the Amazon of the Seas because it is the global epicenter of marine biodiversity. It is home to more than 3/4 of the world's coral species and thousands of species of reef fish. For the Sama Bajau, this is not a scientific wonder. It's simply their backyard, their larder, their provider. Their entire way of life has been built upon the incredible abundance of this marine ecosystem. Their knowledge of this environment is astonishingly deep and detailed. A Sama Bajau fisherman can navigate this complex seascape without a map or a compass, relying on an intricate mental chart of currents, wave patterns, and celestial bodies. They can identify hundreds of different fish, understanding their behaviors, their habitats, and the best times to catch them. They know which corals signal the presence of certain species and which seaweeds are edible or medicinal. This encyclopedic knowledge is not learned from books but is absorbed from childhood, a practical education in marine biology and ecology that has been refined over countless generations of direct observation. Daily life is a continuous search for sustenance, a hunt conducted in the planet's richest waters. The men are exceptional fishermen, employing a variety of sustainable, low-impact techniques. They might use a simple handline and hook or a traditional spear gun, diving to impressive depths to stalk their prey amongst the coral gardens. They hunt for fish, octopus, and sea cucumbers, the latter being a valuable commodity that can be traded for essentials like rice, fresh water, and fuel. The catch is not just for the family, it is shared within the community, reinforcing the strong social bonds that are essential for survival in this challenging environment. However, the health of this cradle of life is under threat, and with it, the Sama Bajau's existence. Destructive fishing practices like dynamite fishing and cyanide fishing, often carried out by commercial operations, have decimated large areas of the coral reefs they depend on. Pollution from coastal development and plastic waste chokes the waters, while rising sea temperatures due to climate change cause coral bleaching on a massive scale. For a people whose entire culture is built upon the health of the reef, its destruction is a catastrophe. The decline of the Coral Triangle is not just an environmental issue, For the Sama Bajau, it is an existential crisis. For a Sama Bajau child, the ocean is not a place of fear, but a natural extension of their home. They learn to be comfortable in the water at an incredibly young age, often developing their sea legs before their land legs. It's common to see toddlers playing on the decks of the leper or splashing in the shallows, their movements as nimble and confident as those of the marine creatures around them. Swimming is not a skill that is formally taught. It is acquired through play and daily immersion, as natural as breathing. A child who falls into the water does not panic, but instinctively knows how to stay afloat, a testament to a life lived in constant proximity to the sea. This aquatic upbringing shapes their physical development in remarkable ways. From a young age, children learn to dive, their eyes quickly adapting to see clearly underwater. Researchers have discovered that the vision of Bajau children is significantly superior underwater, a unique adaptation that allows them to spot tiny clams and other food sources on the seabed. They learn to control their breathing, gradually extending the time they can spend submerged as they help their families forage for food. This early training prepares them for the life of a marine hunter-gatherer, embedding the skills of survival deep within their very physiology. The education of a Sama Bajau child is profoundly practical and experiential. Their classroom is the reef, and their teachers are their parents and elders. They learn the names of the winds and the currents. They are taught to read the clouds to predict a coming storm and to identify the stars used for navigation. They master the art of paddling a small canoe, or Bajau, learning to maneuver it with skill and precision. They are taught which fish are good to eat, which shellfish are poisonous, and which plants from the coastal forests can be used for medicine or for repairing the boat. This is an education for survival, a transmission of vital knowledge essential for a life intertwined with the ocean. This unique childhood also fosters a distinct worldview. Unlike children in land-based societies, Sama Bajau youth do not grow up with a fear of the vast, open sea. Instead, they see it as a place of freedom, adventure, and abundance. Their games often mimic the activities of their parents, such as playing at spearfishing or paddling. This constant interaction with the marine world instills a deep and intuitive respect for it. They understand from their earliest memories that the ocean is the source of all life, and that its health is directly linked to their own well-being, a lesson that is woven into the very fabric of their identity as the children of the waves. We have journeyed across the turquoise seas of Southeast Asia and the Pacific, meeting the remarkable people who call these waters home. We have seen the Sama Bajau, drifting on their leper houseboats, their lives a continuous dance with the tides. We have witnessed the almost superhuman diving abilities of the Bajau Laut, a testament to bodies reshaped by the sea. We have learned of the Moken, whose ancestral knowledge warned them of a devastating tsunami. We have learned of the Orang Laut, once the powerful guardians of the world's busiest shipping lanes. Their stories are as diverse as the islands they inhabit, yet connected by a single truth, that humanity can live in harmony with the natural world. Their existence is a powerful counter-narrative to the modern story of progress, which often involves conquest and domination of nature. The ocean tribes show us a different path. Their legacy is not written in stone monuments or grand cities, but inscribed on the surface of the water. It is found in the elegant design of a handmade boat, in the intricate knowledge of a navigator who reads the stars, and in the deep respect a diver holds for the reef. This is a legacy of adaptation, not of conquest, of belonging, not of owning. It is a reminder that wealth can be measured not by what you possess, but by the depth of your connection to the world around you. This legacy, however, is as fragile as a reflection on the water. It is threatened by the rigid lines of modern borders, by the poison of pollution, and by the relentless pressure to assimilate into a world that does not understand their ways. The knowledge of the elders, a library of ecological and spiritual wisdom, is in danger of vanishing with the tide. The loss would not just be a tragedy for the sea peoples, it would be a profound loss for all of humanity. To remember them is to honor a different way of being human. The nomadic, waterbound life is not a primitive relic, but a sophisticated and successful adaptation to a specific environment. Their story challenges assumptions about civilization, settlement, and home. For the ocean tribes, home is the ever-changing expanse of sea. Their legacy is a testament to resilience and diversity, A story that deserves to be told, celebrated, and protected for the generations to come. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more travel videos.